being listed, there's always going to be the unfortunate that the address is out there and known that we could end up in a situation where if a deal goes bad or if somebody is not happy with his product or service, that we could end up with a firearms issue and a stray bullet hitting a child or anyone else that could be near. The other concern that I have is Lapeer East High School is in our backyard. We've got a football field, the track is back there, the soccer field is literally in our backyard. I just feel that we are too close to the situation that I think that it zones it to be unsafe. There's too many aspects that could not be controlled, as many steps as we do take. I just don't feel that, I feel that the risk is way too, unfortunately, high. Not due to his lack of care or ability.
Thank you. I'm sorry, this is not a debate, so it's not a discussion.
Well, I just want an answer, to the security issues.
I'd also like to speak to add to her concerns. I'm unclear. I'm sorry, I'm Linda Priestap. I live on Lincoln Street, 218 Lincoln Street. I am concerned about, actually I'm unclear about the idea of background checks. Mr. Stevens seems to be an upstanding person and has thought this through carefully. However, I'm unclear as to whether or not he's required to do a background check, although he has said he would do one. If the zoning is changed, does that mean he would be required to do one? And not only would he, but would anyone else within that zone where the change has been made be required to do one in the future? Although he is doing things and is saying things that sound wonderful, would other people within those zoning areas be required to do those? And that, I guess, is my main concern other than what has already been stated.
I can kind of answer that a little bit.
Excuse me,
I'm sorry.
if you want to speak to the topic, you can stand up.
Yes, I do apologize. I just wanted to answer the question. My name is Dave Levine. I live at 792 Pepper Mill Circle. Anybody who has an FFL, anytime a background check has to be done, which is required for every gun purchase. There's what's called the NICS hotline, NICS. It's a federal hotline that has to be called with all the information regarding the person purchasing the gun and the background approval or decline is given immediately straight through the FBI and the government. So that would definitely, take place immediately. But that is something that I'm a little unclear about a few things myself. I am also concerned about the children in the neighborhood. There's probably 50 or 60 kids in the neighborhood, and for one deal to go bad, and somebody to come out, all it takes is one stray bullet, and unfortunately, Justin would never have an opportunity to have a vacation ever again because his house would have to be manned constantly, and because not all alarms are, it might take a couple of minutes for someone to get there. That concerns me. I have a lot of respect for Justin. I've worked with Justin before, and he's got a good head on his shoulders as far as the business goes. But there's certain things that do make me a little bit nervous about the situation that I would have to know more about in order to be able to vote yes on this. And that's nothing against you, Justin, or your wife. Y'all are a good bunch of folks, and I do apologize.
Elizabeth Stevens, 828 Pepper Mill Circle. I just want to make a couple comments that I was unsure about this business in the beginning because we do have 2 young daughters living in the home as well. But I was reassured by Justin that there would be no inventory whatsoever in our home at all, other than what's ordered and picked up. And it was also my understanding that only people that Justin knew would be able to get these. It wouldn't be, in the beginning, it won't be people that we don't know. It'd be close friends or law officials and things like that. It wouldn't be just someone that, off the street, that just wanted to buy a firearm from Justin. Because safety is my big concern, living in the home as well with our 2 children.
In back, Matthew Funneling, 75 Federal Circle. I just have a question, Linda, maybe you can answer regarding the property behind the house. It's adjacent to the high school. Is that property of the high school or property of the school district?
Directly behind home?
Correct. Is there any concern, is there a gun-free school zone in the area?
Not in that area.
I just curious, I mean, that's not my objection. My objection is just having commercial property or commercial business inside the subdivision. That's my only concern. Customers coming and going for commercial business otherwise. But that's just something I thought of.
Thanks.
Jonathan Casey, 103 Rosemary Street. Justin's got a good pedigree and a great background, a lot of respect for him. However, this type of business, if it's just going to be for people that we know and friends of ours, although it sounds like a great business, I think it belongs in the business district. If you want to advance your company or your business to a real business later on, why not start in many of the vacant buildings that we have in downtown, rent a small space, and run a legitimate business out of the business district. It is a residential zone. It's a quiet residential zone. It's the main reason I moved there about 15 years ago. It's always been quiet. And I disagree with the no increase in traffic. Even if it's appointment only, you could have from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., you could have 2 appointments, 3 appointments every hour. And I don't want to see that kind of traffic in the neighborhood, especially during the summertime when these kids are out of school. And with the city being in the financial situation it's in, they're not repairing the roads, they're not even keeping up the neighborhoods to the extent that they used to. There's a lot more work on the residents to do it themselves, and with all the increased traffic, it's more work for everyone else. I'm all for the Second Amendment, and I'm all for owning guns, and I also fear that with the way they're threatening our Second Amendment, every single person I know is clamoring for a gun. And I think that your internet business is going to explode, and you're not going to have control over how many people are coming and going. And then it's going to fall burden on the rest of the residents. And that's my main concern. It's a business, it's a legitimate business, belongs in a business zone district.
Thank you.
Paul Letterman, 804 Peppermill Circle, just a couple houses down from the subject property. I agree with everything that has been said. I'm not against firearms. Granted, what has happened in the news within the last couple of months has exploded everybody's opinion, be it pro or con. But one thing that I would like to voice about, is a comment about, is reiterate what everybody has said, but add one more comment to it, and that is home values. The economy has done enough to destroy our home values already. If somebody turns around and either decides or finds out they have to move, and a prospective buyer who's buying finds out there's a home, couple down houses down the street here, where the person is selling guns, what's that going to do for the sale? I don't think it's going to help the sale one bit. Not one bit. Thank you.
We're right across the street, right? We want the same idea. This is all residential. It's residential. You want to own a business, get a lot downtown and do the business. There's a bazillion kids around that subdivision. It's dangerous. Downright, it's just dangerous. It's pretty much, we're all saying the same thing. It's a residential, small neighborhood. Why? That's the way we live here.
I live at 736 Peppermill Circle, and I agree with my name is Joy Benline, and I agree with absolutely everything that is being said in here. I residential area. It's right behind the